Okay, so in today's video about ICP, I'm going to check out this move on the upside in here and see what is going on and what are the different possibilities that we can have in this area. And I'm going to also show you a potential bullish sign suggesting maybe we are bullish in this region in internet computer and the bottom can be it. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones, and let's actually talk about that bullish sign. You see, I was thinking to myself that maybe starting from this point, we can have a 1, 2, and then 3 correction for 4, and we can have like another move on the downside into wave 5. Now, when you are having an impulse on the downside, you usually do not see overlapping of the waves between wave 4 and 2, which in that case, we're going to say this is going to be some sort of an ending diagonal. Ending diagonals can happen, do not get me wrong, but they are quite rare. So because in here, now in this move up, we are clearly seeing overlapping of the waves between our corrections, we can say maybe this is going to be a bullish sign. Is it enough for me to be able to say the bottom is in on ICP? I don't really think so. And I think right now we should just take everything step by step. And in terms of what I'm doing in my own investments, I think we talked about this so many times. As we go down in ICP, I'm just buying the dip one by one. And if you remember, when we were around here, I was saying I'm buying the dip in order to get my average purchase down under $7. And now my average purchase is actually somewhere around $6.4. So I don't really mind in case we get like some more moves on the downside, which again, I told you, this is actually going to be probably, if it's going to happen, a slow and choppy move down, and it's not going to be that deep. But if we do get this, I'm just going to buy at every move in hope that now get my average purchase under 6 and hopefully under $5.50, because we talked about this subject before. I believe the overall structures in ICP are absolutely beautiful, and in terms of Elliott waves, I think from the lowest low we are having a very clear impulse up into a wave 1, followed by that a correction for wave 2, and after our correction is over, and I'm hoping that this is going to soon be over, we're going to get a big move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. And since we are, in my opinion, at least, again, this is just my own analysis, you can have a different opinion. Since we are kind of at the end of our wave 2, I think this area for me is a beautiful buying opportunity. Now, let's go on 30-minute charts and see what is happening. Let's zoom in more. So in the previous video about ICP, I was saying this move up is not actually that strong, and I can consider a bearish scenario suggesting we may have ABC up to about here, followed by that a correction down to around this point, and then we can say maybe this is an A, and this whole move on the downside can be a correction for wave B, and we can have another move into C, but on a higher degree. These are going to be the subwaves for, you know it, a W, X, Y in form of a double zigzag, suggesting off of the lowest low we are having a correction, and there is a chance that we may have some more moves on the downside in order to possibly take the lowest low down here about $4.8. Now, has something changed in this area? Unfortunately, no. That's why I'm gonna say this is still going to be my bearish possibility. And do not get me wrong, we can actually consider a bullish scenario in here, and I think we also talked about it in the previous update. This can be to about here a wave 1, and then this whole move is going to be correction for wave 2. And if we are bullish in ICP, okay, I can tell you maybe the end of our wave 3, 4, 5 is going to be in here. And since in this move down, we are clearly having overlapping of the waves between this one and also this one, then okay, maybe this is going to be a 1 and a 2, but on a lower degree relative to this 1 and 2 in here. And if this is the case, I want to see a strong move up coming in internet computer in order to have a big wave 3 and 4 and 5, and then we can get a consolidation, and followed by that we want to see another move on the upside. And this is the main problem that I have at the moment in ICP. My problem in internet computer is basically the lack of a very strong move up starting from the lowest low, and not the lack of a scenario suggesting this point is going to be our final bottom. I can find the subwaves to say this is our final low in ICP, but that is not going to be enough for me. I want to see a very strong move on the upside in order to get out of this region, and at that point you are definitely going to see me screaming bullish in ICP. But for now, I think we need to be a bit patient. Now, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about a very important chart about ICP, and it was ICP dominance, which in it I saw some very promising signs suggesting our move down is going to come to an end soon. Let's go on maybe H4 time frame and see what is happening in this area. Maybe, yep, this is actually already on logarithmic scale. So the idea in here was that we are having an A, B, C in form of a zigzag, which the subwaves for it are going to be like this: 5 down into A, correction for wave B, maybe ABC, maybe WXY, maybe even a triangle, and then another 5 wave down into wave C, and into our wave 1, 3, and 5. We must also find 5 waves on the downside. This is very important. I'm going to use this thing in our analysis in the short term and see what is happening. So let's go on H4 time frame and also delete MACD. Sorry about that one. Okay, I was saying in this area, we can say for our last leg down in this region into our C leg, this can be a wave 1, correction for 2, and then another 5 wave down, very strong move into wave 3, ABC in form of a running flat for 4. And if you remember the last time that we talked about this chart, we were right around this area, and I was saying, look, this can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 1, ABC up, or maybe a WXY into wave 2, very clear 5 wave on the downside into wave 3, correction for 4. And according to this thing, we want to see another move down in internet computer, and then at that point we can be optimistic with quite a lot of confidence. And what happened in here, we did get our final move down, and in this move, as you can see, we have taken this low right in here, about 0.1%. Now, this is, in my books at least, a very bullish sign. But again, I'm going to tell you, it's not enough. I need to see a very strong move up in ICP in order for me to be able to say, you know what, in this chart, we have actually hit our final bottom. And when in here we go up, this means ICP relative to the whole crypto market is going to perform much better, and at that point you are going to see something special. So the fact that recently we got this move down, I believe can definitely be considered as a very optimistic sign, but we want to see a very strong move up off of this area, and then some sort of a consolidation pattern. And right in here, believe me, it's going to be a very beautiful long opportunity. So overall, we are seeing great signs in ICP, but for now, it's not enough. We need to see some more strong price action. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in internet computers charts. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.